Hello there. My name is Ignacio Hernandez, and today I'm going to be giving you my informative speech on social media. Social media has made it easier than ever to have us all connected. It's a great way to communicate with our friends and our family. However, because it has gained so much traction and popularity in our culture today, it has begun to replace face-to-face conversations. We all probably know someone who struggles with a social media addiction, or simply someone that may be spending a little bit too much time on their phone. I used careerinpsychology.org, humanetech.com, and lifehack.org as three sources for my research. Today, I'm going to inform you on some things you should know about social media and social media apps. What I will be talking about is social media's impact on individuals, the way social media apps are designed to have people hooked on it, and third, what we can do to take a break from social media. Now, going back to my first main point, the impact that it can have on individuals just like us. Although social media is a way to connect with others, there is an obstacle faced by many people today. Individuals are utilizing Facebook and other platforms to gain a sense of validation or meaning. An article titled "The Impact of Media, Good, Bad, or Somewhere in Between" states that, and I quote, "Facebook is said to tap the brain's pleasure center. The more we log on and receive positive feedback, the greater our use." End quote. So let's think about it. If we log on Facebook, we're gonna begin to have hits of dopamine, because whenever we receive a like, we instantly become like a little happier. And although this may seem good in the surface level, it can hurt some individuals, because unfortunately, some people are just going to keep wanting more, more, and more. And this can end up in a loophole for some people, because they're going to want to keep coming back to Facebook for that little dopamine hit. And yes, Facebook and other platforms do release or do help your brain release unnatural levels of dopamine. So please be careful. And now that I've talked about one psychological impact social media can have on the user, on us, I want to move on to my second point, which is how social media apps are designed to keep us hooked. All right. So going back to my second point, the design. The problem with social media is that their creators implement psychological triggers to get the user to stay on their social media platform for a longer period of time. An example of this is when you receive a Facebook notification. The Center for Humane Technology states on their website, under a section called Take Control, that, quote, "Notifications appear in red dots because red is a trigger color that instantly draws our attention." So think about it for a moment. Whenever you are on your phone and you see that Facebook icon, right on top of that Facebook icon is a red dot. Well, at times, right? And that just means you have a notification. But imagine this. How does a red dot make you feel compared to a blue dot? Look, designers made it on purpose to put a red dot and not a blue dot, because they knew that if they were to put a blue dot instead of a red dot, you would probably never go on Facebook, or you would never check what it is, because a red dot gives you a sense of urgency, and a blue dot doesn't give you that same urgency feeling. You will probably just shake it off and not really think about it. So design choices that are that minimal can have such an impact on us. And I didn't know that for a while. And I think it's just important for us to recognize that small things like those can really have us hinged on social media apps more than we need to. So I just talked about how design choices made by app developers are purposefully made to keep us on their apps. And now I want to talk about my last point, which is, what are some healthy ways we can begin to practice to begin to disconnect from social media? So there are several ways to begin to reduce our social media use. I personally have downloaded apps that will lock my phone after a period of time, or will block me from certain applications that I choose to block because I know that I spend a little bit too much time on them. So setting a limit to your daily use of internet is a good idea. According to an article titled 9 Steps to Disconnect from Social Media and Connect with Life Again, Cruz says, and I quote, "Give yourself 30 minutes, an hour at most, each day to respond to text messages, check notifications, accept friend requests, and respond to comments." End quote. I think this is a great idea, because when I began to reduce my social media use, I begin to feel free. I begin to feel a lot more happier, because it gave me more time to do the things I actually wanted to do with my life. Now, today I talked about social media and the psychological impact it can have on people. I talked about how certain design choices are created to keep people on social media for a longer time, and some healthy ways we can disconnect from social media. If there is one thing I want you to take away from my speech, is this: love yourself more than you love your phone. And always, please place your attention, your full undivided attention, to who you are speaking to when you're having a face-to-face conversation, and try to leave your phone down, because I know that sometimes it can be hard, but I believe that it shows a lot of kindness to be able to place our phones down and give attention to whoever is speaking. And my closing statement is this: when you are troubled, it is so easy to turn to our phones for comfort because it's right there. But instead of doing that, I challenge you that next time when you are faced with trouble, do not turn to your phone, but do something else that will help you grow and help you live a better life. Thank you.